Yeah.
So you think Anissa's the one calling the shots, though?
Oh, 100%.
I do, but it is also Ian that allows it to happen.
He enjoys it. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Feel sorry for
Enjoys
Ian.
it.
What is
Yes.
happening with them?
Yes, he enjoys it.
Alright, so in this video we're gonna be talking about the new situation regarding iDubbbz. And basically what happened was that on the H3 podcast, there's this new video that just got uploaded, which is titled Ian and Anisa's boxing coach calls in live, shocking new details. And in that video, Coach Mike and Kate, who worked with iDubbbz and iDubbbz's wife, Anisa, they give a lot of really crazy details. And now, do keep in mind, this is just their side of the story, but at the same time, the things that they say are really consistent with the stuff that we've seen in the past and the things that people have just observed about iDubbbz and Anisa in the past. So there is that kind of credibility to it, and that's why we're discussing it today. And so I'm just going to show you a bunch of clips that were posted by the Twitter account that goes by the name Yeet at AWK20,000. Alright, so now check out this first clip.
He and Anisa did in fact pay for Hassan and all of his compadres to travel to and stay at Creator Clash 2.
They were talking about that long before, about how they had to fly in all these people. First of all, they rented the hotel for over 300 creators and flew a lot of them in. When the first year it was much more scaled back. We just had a couple floors of like some place, like a nice suite place, but it wasn't extravagant at all. And then the second year, they did that full hotel for 300 creators. They flew a lot of people in. One of the people they flew in was Froggy Tonic, and they flew him in from France.
That's insane.
They rented out the whole hotel for 300 creators. And when we asked them if Ian's dad was going to be there, because he was there for the first event, they said they couldn't afford to fly Ian's dad in. It was too expensive.
Yeah, I know. Ian and Anisa brought out his whole crew from France.
His whole crew?
Alright, now this is just absolutely insane. You guys already know that Creator Clash 2 did not perform well financially. From what I know, they actually lost money in Creator Clash 2. And so the crazy thing about that is now we're actually finding out the behind the scenes details regarding how money was being spent in Creator Clash 2. So here, Coach Mike actually tells us that 300 creators were actually flown out. So they handled their airplane ticket costs, and then after that, it gets even worse because then the hotel stays of those 300 creators were also paid for. So yeah, that is just an insane amount of money. And just think about how much that must have actually ended up being, right? Like just the actual like total of adding in all of those airplane tickets and all of the hotel expenses for 300 people, which is just an insane amount of people, to be honest. Like that's pretty crazy. But yeah, man, it's a crazy amount. And it just really makes you think about how, okay, yeah, now things are really beginning to add up about how Creator Clash 1 was a success, right? In terms of the finances, they did well. However, Creator Clash 2 was not. And when you take a look at how insane their expenses were, when you hear details like this, it really does make a lot of sense. And then the crazy detail here is actually regarding one of the creators named Froggy Tonic. And the thing about his flight was that he was actually flown in all the way from France. Okay, so they straight up flew him in all the way from the continent of Europe all the way over to the continent of North America, right? So that is just like a pretty crazy flight right there, you know? And so yeah, man, I mean, it's pretty wild that they did that. But then, even then, beyond that, apparently it was his whole crew that they flew out, right? So it wasn't just him. So man, that is just an insane amount of money that they just spent right there, to be honest. And so now let's take a look at another clip.
The only people I really know in the YouTube world is you guys, because you guys were so nice to us. Like, we got more clout from being on your show than we ever did from working with Ian, because he would never show any of the work we did. He would never, and then everybody else, it drove me crazy. Like, AB would shout out his coach, Wale.
Alright, so as you just saw, Coach Mike mentioned how iDubbbz didn't give him any clout, so he didn't show the work that he was putting in training iDubbbz. And that's pretty crazy because, you're a YouTuber, so like you have this massive audience, and this person is helping you train for your boxing event. So like if you just showcased all the work that he was putting in, then it would really benefit him, because your audience would then get to know about this person, and then their following would increase, and of course that would bring more business to that person, and so it would really help them out professionally. But he was expressing his disappointment with iDubbbz about how that didn't really happen, and so he was pretty shocked that, hey man, why didn't he do that? So yeah, that is pretty unfortunate. If this is really the case, then yeah, that's sad, man. Alright, now real quick, I just want to mention that I'm trying to grow this channel, so it would really help me out if you could just subscribe, because that's really gonna help me out with the goal of getting more subscribers and growing the channel overall, so it would really be appreciated. Anyway, back to the video. Now let's take a look at another clip.
Dress nicely for the gala, that there would be pictures and such.
We found out it was a red carpet event that they flew Getty Images in for. So they straight up flew Getty Images to take pictures for the event. Say when we asked them about it, and I said, hey, is there a gala? And they said, oh, you guys don't even worry about it. You don't have to go to that. And I said, what? This is what Anisa said. And I said, what? And I said, well, some of the sparring partners got invited. And she said, I don't know how they got on that list. They weren't supposed to be on the list. And in my mind, I'm like, Ian had invited them. He sent them the email personally.
What
right?
a disgusting human being she seems to be. I'm sorry.
Oh, she didn't want any of us there. She only wanted like creators there, or people that would, I guess, make her feel like she could get more clout.
Alright, so as you just saw, Coach Mike talks about this gala, this red carpet event that they had put together, and how he wasn't invited to that, even though he was really important in terms of training Ian. And so he just wasn't invited, even though he was training Ian and he was very heavily involved with Creator Clash 2 because of this. And then the person next to him, Kate, she mentions how she just thinks that, Anisa would only invite people to that event who had a big following, and so, that would help with clout. So that's the reason that she thinks they weren't invited. And yeah, that's pretty sad if that's the case. And so now let's take a look at the next clip.
Unless you have a big following, she's not gonna give you a shout out. She'll just suck the blood out of you and go away.
Yeah.
So you think Anissa's the one calling the shots, though?
Oh, 100%.
I do, but it is also Ian that allows it to happen.
He enjoys it. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Feel sorry for Ian.
What
Yes.
is happening with them?
Yes, he enjoys it. We used to feel sorry for him.
I did.
Yeah, we
All
both
the time.
did. We both did. Michael felt sorry for him up until CC2. After CC1, I cut that shit off because I was like, you know what? She's a fucking liar, and he's a liar, and he enjoys all the punishment that she gives him.
Yeah.
So let it be.
Alright, so some pretty crazy things were said here in this clip. So basically, Mike and Kate are saying that, one, Anisa is really controlling iDubbbz, which is something that I've noticed people online were mentioning quite a lot. If you would like go into the comment section and stuff like that, you would really notice that people were saying, man, iDubbbz is really getting controlled by Anisa, and how she's really the one calling the shots. And so that is something that we see here as well. That's what these guys are saying as well. And then two, what they're saying is that what Kate said is that iDubbbz enjoys being controlled by Anisa. And if that is the case, that's pretty insane. You don't want to end up in a situation like that in any relationship, man. So yeah, that is pretty wild stuff. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But yeah, this is some pretty crazy stuff, man. Overall, yeah, this is a sad situation, to be honest. And the things that they said about iDubbbz getting controlled by Anisa, dude, yeah, I think the internet has been saying that for a while. And, people have been speculating that for a very, very long time. So now that, these claims are being made by these guys, it's like, okay, wait a second. People are like connecting dots now. And they're like, okay, yeah, no, this is making a lot more sense. And so, yeah, guys, with all that being said, this is Alexi, signing out.